Hi, welcome to this edition of Market Watch for 24th of August. So हमारी मंथली एक्सपायरी जस्ट दो तीन सेशन ही बाकी रह गई हैं. सो लेट्स डू अ क्विक लुक है. सो एस्कॉर्ट्स वाज वन ऑफ अ वेरी गुड ट्रेड्स जो हमने आइडेंटिफाई किया था ओवर द वीकेंड बिकॉज द स्ट्रक्चर वाज वीक एज वी हैड अर्लियर डिस्कस्ड. लेकिन हमने ये भी बोला था कि वंस दिस लेवल्स ऑफ 1220 विल गेट नेगेटेड, इट विल गिव अ गुड राइज एंड दिस इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट हैपेंड. और हमारा टारगेट कुछ 1304 भी था. अनफॉर्चुनेटली ये 1304 अगर क्रॉस कर लेता सो दैट वुड हैव गिवन अ मच हायर राइज. But I think for now it went for a good sell off, and right now it closed at 1350 levels. But no matter what, it's very much in trend. और अभी going forward this should be one of the companies जो हम ट्रैक करेंगे. हमारा Mindtree में 3500 का टारगेट आ गया है, and this is where I am out of a Mindtree for now. Other than that, Nestle India also made 20,000. So we were on this trade. ये जो consolidation हो रही थी, हमने तब बोला था this is a very good structure. और अगर 18,000 के नीचे अगर closing नहीं आती है, there is nothing to worry, and that's exactly what happened. That within 3-4 sessions, 18,000 से 20,000 चले गए. Similarly, TCS is also looking strong, and NAUKRI is now the next consolidation. Is next in the consolidation phase. Going forward, NAUKRI may be 5500 levels, both important hai, because you can see that since so many sessions, since last 20 sessions, ये इसी दायरे में है. एंड दो मतलब इसका जब भी वो 5300 और 5250 में जाती है, देयर इज अ बाइंग, एंड व्हेन इट ट्राइज टू गिव अ क्रॉसओवर ओवर 5500, देयर इज अ सेलिंग. बट राइट नाउ आई थिंक गोइंग फॉरवर्ड नौकरी वुड बी द नंबर वन ट्रेड विच शुड बी इन योर रेडर, एंड दैट शुड बी द नंबर वन ट्रेड विच आई विल बी ट्रैकिंग. Similarly, Havels, it seems like there was a very good move. Or Havels हमने discuss किया था together with Siemens. So Havels was after all able to close at all-time highs above 1250 levels today. And going forward, there is a strength in Havels. Cadila ये हमने discuss किया था yesterday that it's a weak structure. And the only thing which I also mentioned in the yesterday night video जो आपको अपने right-hand corner में मिल जाएगी कि there is a news flow, and so this might give some momentum and some impetus to Cadila Healthcare. But as if the structure is weak, and if the positions which were made in this phase, they are not going to give up easily, and as a result of which you can see it closed at 550 levels. Going forward, it seems like there is more shorts added, and going forward it can be a very good short trade for us to track, right? Other than that, BEL also gave us a good move today, and this is a very bullish structure. Going forward, इसमें भी हमें कुछ अच्छी मूव आ सकती है. TCS में भी पोजीशन अभी भी बनी है. 3500 level is very interesting and important, and this is acting like a support for now. Other than that, you have National Alum. हमने ये discuss किया था this when this structure was forming. It's a weak structure, and from there you can see from the levels of 84 today it went towards 71.25. Yeah, exactly, क्योंकि मैं अपने शॉर्ट 72 में क्लोज कर लिया था. So you can see that in 4-5 sessions it had a huge fall. और ये हमने तब डिस्कस किया था where National Alarm, NMDC, SAIL, all of the structures, they gave the same breakdown at the same time, and we all entered into this because अगर sectorial wise ये commodity sectorial wise अगर weakness आती है, that gives a more strength to the whole overall weakness. Similarly, Vedanta, we discussed on this day that this is weak, and similarly you can see in the last 2 days from 300 now it's very much corrected towards the levels of 270. So it's a 10% fall. You had Coforge is also one of the stocks जिसमें it's finding hard to give a closing above 5,000. अगर ये 4900 के नीचे अगर ये, और ये स्पेशली अगर 4800 डेफिनेटली अगर के नीचे आ गई, तो दिस विल बी अ वेरी गुड शॉर्ट ट्रेड. And this particular structure is still a weak structure unless 5000 के ऊपर closing देती है. So this will be also some closing based move which I will be definitely tracking for my next trade tomorrow. And it seems like there are a lot of positions which are getting added in Coforge, so that's actually a very good trade which we have to keep in mind. LTTS made an all-time high today. It's inching towards 4,000 जो हमारी short-term target है. And Bajaj Finance also is sort of we have to see what would be the next candle. So whenever you see a structure like this, you can never say what's the status. It's just a matter of seeing what the next candle will be. And similarly Tech Mahindra also is trying to hold the levels of 1400. ICICI ये मैं already trade में हूँ, and this was because of this nice consolidation which had happened for a period of 15-20 days. इसके लिए मैं इसमें trade में हूँ. On this day we traded, on this day we traded, and today also I am carrying positions. For going forward I will be trying to book my positions at 1500 plus levels, so maybe 15.9, 15.16, 15.20, 15.40, ये सब कुछ कुछ levels हैं. But definitely going forward I will be definitely holding on to my trades. Emphasis made an all-time high. हमारा 3000 target था. We booked early in the morning, and then I tweeted exactly when I booked my profits. From there was sort of this is sort of it closed at day's low. Going forward हमें देखना होगा if as long as the levels of 2800 अगर breach होके closing नहीं देती है, there's nothing to worry, and the uptrend should be because the logic is pretty simple. Every day it's making higher lows, right? अगर आज इतनी भी weakness होती तो इसका पिछले दिन की जो weakness थी, that was on Friday, it was the low made was 2770 levels, right? So it should have broken that, right? But it was not able to, which actually showcases that there is still buying interest, which actually showcases that Emphasis is actually a good trade, and going forward it will be it should be able to move higher if unless the structure gives a breakdown. Other than that Hindalco 400 में support लेने की कोशिश कर रही है. This is also one of the trades जो मैं कल track करूँगा. There's nothing in Cipla. Indigo 1650 में buying आती है, 1700 में sell off आती है. This we have already discussed. It's in a box over the weekend. Torrent Pharma भी 3000 में बाइंग आती है, और जितनी 3000 के नीचे जाती है that's actually a very good buying candidate option. और ये 3100 में जाके it starts facing resistance. SRF हम कब ने डिस्कस किया था. This is also looking sort of a weak, and going forward अगर levels of 8700 is not met, then basically it will be a breakdown trade. But again you have to understand there is a bonus issue discussion ongoing in SRF, so maybe this is going to give some impetus, and it would be dancing between 8800 and 9200 levels for now. और ये structure is very similar to also IRCTC में with the bonus issue, so don't get too much disappointed. It seems like today positions were added, and the positions were added in it seems like it's in the short side. We have to see our levels of 8700 is not broken, and unless and until 8700 तक नहीं आए, the structure is still going to be a valid one for the long side. Reliance is dancing between 2100 and 2200. It will keep on facing resistance at 2177. आज 2174 तक गई थी, and then it closed at 2161. So 2177 is a very strong resistance. और ये analysis we did nearly 1 month ago, जिस दिन AGM आई थी. That was the day when I talked about 2177. You can find it in my YouTube channel, and you will also find what that level and why that level actually means if you are interested to learn the technicals. IndusInd Bank. Okay, IndusInd Bank may be a good reversal candidate, and this is something which I would be tracking. अगर ये 1000 levels के ऊपर closing देती है, so that would turn out to be a good reversal candidate, and so is also true for State Bank of India. State Bank of India, for me personally, I think 424 would be a good achievable target, or at least 420 levels. अभी ये close हुई है 409 levels पे, so that's actually 2.5% move from here. So State Bank of India, try to see if it is able to close above 420. Then it would be a good, but at least the good thing is it seems like at last State Bank of India वो 460 से आके 400 में आके, so that's a 60 huge 15% correct. Okay, it seems like finally there is some buying happening in State Bank of India, and this is actually trying to get some sort of reversal. United Breweries, the structure is definitely bearish, and it seems like people are trying to close their shorts. But again, 1500 के ऊपर closing is very much important, और ये हमने बहुत दिन से बोला है जब when it was consolidating over here. When it was here, we said our target is 1500, and it went towards 1515, but we had already closed our trades at 1506, जो मैंने tweet भी किया था. And after that, you can see in the next 2 days, अभी ये यहाँ पे consolidate करने की कोशिश कर रही है. So no matter what, try to keep a UBL also in your watch list and see if 1500 क्लोजिंग बेसिस में अगर ब्रीच होती है, एंड गोइंग फॉरवर्ड it seems like there is at least it's making higher low. So agar ye at least the levels of 1490 1500 agar cross karti hai, so it might give a good move. But again, you should also do remember that UBL as well as McDowell, jo humne pehle bhi iska technical we discussed 1.5 months ago, they are very near their monthly resistance, and they are actually at their monthly resistance. So you should also keep that in mind, that it might not be that simple for them to cross. MFSL, it seems like there is a weakness creeping in, and it was unable to go towards the level of 1100, and today it gave a closing below 1050. We have to see if it is able to move past 1050. If not, then the levels of thousands, 1000 is very much in the vicinity. Hindustan Unilever की भी structure similar to LTTS है, say for example here, or Bajaj Finance है. So we have to wait for the next candle, just like you can see over here, and we have to see if it breaches definitely the level of 2500, तब तो बहुत ही weakness आने वाली है. But we have to do some minute look up in this particular structure to understand where it will go from here. Lupin is also one of us breakdown. Lupin में आई थी, and we discussed how Lupin is a very weak stock, but fortunately it seems like this might also be trying to reverse अगर 900 levels के below closing नहीं आती है. GAIL is there is nothing. Oro Pharma is definitely a weak stock, जो हमने 900 levels from here 880 levels जब ये break की थी, so it gave a close at 879.5, and from there you can see it's now down to 680. So this was a good short trade, and Concord is also trying to get some support from 650 levels. It's trying to be in a box, but I think going forward अगर ये 650 के नीचे closing देती है, this will also turn out to be a good short trade. So let's see. Apollo Hospital, very good structure. Apollo Hospital is the trade of tomorrow, if not in this expiry. Apollo Hospital अभी तक बहुत अच्छी, ये जो moves आती हैं after a big move, when you see some candles like this is without a body. This is one of the best structures you can dream of from a trader or investor perspective, compared to a structure like this. These have big bodies, and this is actually showcasing that. For McDowell, I would say जब तक ये 720 के ऊपर क्लोजिंग नहीं दे पा रही है, स्टे अवे फ्रॉम इट. अगर ये 700 ब्रेक करके अगर मूव करना स्टार्ट की, इट विल ऑटोमेटिकली करेक्ट टुवर्ड्स द लेवल्स ऑफ 660 इन नो टाइम. सो McDowell would be McDowell would be a very good short trade. अभी तक नहीं आई है, but it can. The chances are pretty high. As well as Apollo Hospital is a very good consolidate कर रही है, and we have to see how it moves. Muthoot nothing. Manappuram also seems like 150 is going to act like a support. Maybe it's going to reverse. So try to keep Manappuram at these levels. Try to have a watch if it is able to give a green closing in tomorrow or in the next few sessions. Torrent Pharma is also making lower lows and lower highs. And going forward, it seems like for Torrent Pharma is 440 and 460. ये जब भी 460 के ऊपर closing देगी, it would be of interest to us. Until and unless that happens, there's not much we can do. Maruti, unfortunately, ये 7000 के यहाँ पे consolidate करके ये breakdown दी, but it seems like अगर ये very soon it's not able to give a closing above 7000, then the weakness would creep in, and इसमें और भी downfall आ सकती है. At least for now on, we can't say about anything about the reversal. And there is not much of a trading option for now, at least for Maruti. Indian Hotel also is trying to get some buying support from lower levels, and it seems like after such a good downfall from 150 to 135 levels, maybe it's going to reverse. Godrej Consumer Products is a very good short trade. It made an all-time 52-week high. It made a 52-week high today, and going forward, it seems like there are a lot of short positions which got added at 1050. Going forward, I'm pretty sure ये अगर 1000 levels को break करती है, there will be more weakness. Until and unless that happens, we have to keep this also in our track. But at least go through. The good thing is when you see such structures like Hindustan Unilever में हम देखे, Britannia में देखे, Godrej Consumer Products products में देखें, so this is good, which means that the money is ultimately again flowing out of FMCG, so which means that some other sector is going to be the next talk of the town, and we have to be smart enough to find it in the right time. So that's actually a good thing. This is a breakdown trade, and this should be something in our tracker for the next session. APL लिमिटेड में भी कुछ बाइंग आ रही है, लोअर इंटरेस्ट लोअर लेवल्स में कैन बैंक में भी कुछ बाइंग आ रही है. GMR Infra, it seems like so when we talked about closing above 29 was important, it was unable, and from there it corrected towards below 28, and let's see if it is able to reverse from here. I think it will try to move between 28 and 29. IOC not interesting. NTPC lower level scene में कुछ buying आ रही है, and I think this buying is just because people are covering up their shorts which they have created over the last 4-5 sessions. And so these are not much of an interest to us. Similarly, you can see Petronet also. This is a weak structure, not much interesting, because it tried to move up, and now it will try to linger between 220, so there's not much of a trading opportunity. नाम इंडिया भी हमारे इसमें कंसिडरेशन में है, बिकॉज आई थिंक दिस इज़ अ गुड टिपिकल कंसोलिडेशन इज़ हैपनिंग गोइंग फॉरवर्ड. अगर नाम इंडिया इफ गिव क्लोजिंग अबव 400, सी दिस इज़ आवर क्राइटेरिया, और ये हम बहुत दिन से बोल रहे हैं कि 400 अबव क्लोजिंग इज़ इंपॉर्टेंट. इट करेक्टेड टूवर्ड्स 380 कंसोलिडेशन, इट वेंट टूवर्ड्स 400, फेस रेजिस्टेंस, नेक्स्ट डे अगेन मूव टूवर्ड्स 409 but closed below 400, and since then this is the structure. I think NAM India will try to move soon, but we have to track if it is able to move past this 400 on a closing basis. AU Bank हमने कल डिस्कस किया था, it was weak, and this is exactly what happened. आज हमने अच्छा सा short trade बनाया था, but going forward it seems like it's able to get some support at 1300 levels. So AU Bank is also if it is able to reverse from here, that would be an interesting trade for us. Godrej Properties हमने वीक बोला था on 15 on this particular day, and then you can see in the last 2 days it went towards the levels of 1460s, and actually यहाँ पे तो 1465 तक गई थी, but it seems like again it might be a good reversal candidate अगर ये 1500 levels के ऊपर closing देती है. And so this are basically moves which are high probable setups, and depending upon how the levels are set. Tata Steel, we discussed this as a very good short trade for yesterday night. कल रात को हम लोग इस पर डिस्कस किए थे, और सुबह ये 1400 plus levels से it went towards 1310, so that was a huge fall of nearly 100 rupees, and some buying interest came, and it seems like this is also going to reverse, so we have to see. Okay, Britannia is one of the trades. This is not bad of a structure, and I think अगर Britannia अगर इसी levels पे रही, so this can move in the next 2-3 days, but definitely if it moves below 3750 from these levels, so basically it would be a bad news for all the bulls in Britannia. Tata Power हमने कल डिस्कस किया था, it's a weak structure, and from it went towards 130ish, and from there we created a short, and today in one session it went towards 122. There was some buying interest, and then it closed at below 125. So जब हम identify करते हैं weakness in stock, we are seldom wrong, and this is something जो experience से आती है, because shorts are very easily traceable and trackable by all the other traders जो ये सब structures देख के trade लेते हैं, whereas for longs you need people to hold on to the stock and not square off the position at the end of the day, as a result of which creating shorts is much simpler than creating a long. Similarly PVR भी weak है, and it seems like this is also trying to get some support from 1300 levels. Trend is dancing between 880 and 900. Very good trade. Multiple times मैं बोला हूँ 880 से buy करो, 900 में sell करो, and this has been ongoing since last 6-7 sessions. At least from here you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 sessions में यही strategy है. These are very well defined structures. Bata India is also trying to go to a 1700 for a support. Page Industries, it gave a good move, and then again it seems like weakness is creeping in. This is अगर 30,000 के नीचे अगर जगह हमने जब यहाँ से short create किया था, we had a target of 30,000 which was reached on this particular day, and then it was trying to move up. Yesterday also it last session it gave a good move, but today again it seems like again shorts are getting added, and this time 30,000 levels may be breached very easily. BFC and RDC दोनों ही आज बहुत अच्छा short trades हुए हैं, and this was Chantu Bantu which move in the same way. So if you look into the structure, the PFC and RDC moves, they are pretty similar, and hence it's much simpler to trade. ACC also was trying to move, and on Friday's closing itself, it showcased there was 2300 के नीचे closing देके now it's inching towards 2200. Similarly HDFC MC में 30,000 के ऊपर 3,000 के ऊपर हमारे जब तक closing नहीं आती, we won't be interesting. It would be interesting for us. Tata Consumer is trying to maintain these levels, which is good. Power Grid हमने discuss किया था how this is a weak structure, and going forward you can see that Power Grid has been inching towards 175. जो हमारा target था वो आज meet हुआ, it went towards 174, but I think going forward this is a weak structure, and this can in some sessions it can even come towards the levels of 160, and I won't be surprised if that happens. Cummins India was a weak structure which we discussed on the weekend, and here you can see today also it gave a closing below 1000 levels, and this is not good. Going forward there can be more weakness, and it can correct towards the levels of 900 and below. Ramco Cement is also trying to get some reversals from lower level. Pfizer is also weak. It's actually stuck in a box, so there's not much of a trading opportunity. Marico also gave a good move. Actually, this is actually I really like this, because Marico, just like in the Godrej consumer products, they all have their shorts getting created at these levels. हमने Marico identify किया था for reversal on these particular sessions, and from here level of 520 it went towards the level of 540, and we were pretty much sure that it will face a resistance, because this level has been acting like a resistance since the start of the expiry, and this is exactly what has happened. So this is good. IDFC First Bank हमने कल डिस्कस किया था, this is a very weak candidate, and eventually it will correct towards 40. ये 40.75 तक गई थी, and I'm pretty sure this is going to correct more. There are a lot of shorts getting added in these companies. Similarly, Bajaj Auto also had a great fall, and the reason for this is हमने बोला था 3800 के below closing is weak, and from there you can see it had a great fall, and it broke the support of 3700. Going forward there is going to be more weakness in Bajaj Auto unless and until 3700 के ऊपर closing देती है. Federal Bank was one of the trades we discussed yesterday for short. Exactly it worked. Glenmark short, exactly it worked. It's more weaknesses in Glenmark. Metropolis हमने 2800 का closing दिया था, and this was unable, and hence now you can see there's weakness creeping in, and this can eventually correct towards 2500. Tata Chem is also weak, and so it's trying to go towards the levels of 800 to get some support. So the Deepak Nitrate हमने कल डिस्कस किया था, which is a weak. अगर ये particular level of 2100 breach करती है, and this is exactly a poor closing. Going forward अगर ये 2000 levels को भी breach करती है, there can be more weakness in Deepak Nitrite. And RDC is just like PFC जो हमने structure देखा, and so there is not much also. So yeah, RDC भी weak थी, and so it corrected from the levels of 150 to 140 in just a matter of. Actually RDC and PFC are very good trading stocks, because even though they are 100 200 levels के नीचे स्टॉक में इतनी वोलेटिलिटी और इतनी अच्छी मूवमेंट्स is just like any trader's dream, because you can see there's a move of 10% in just a matter of 3 sessions, right? So this is actually good. Gujarat Gas also trying to get some support from 700 levels. It actually dipped towards level of 690 today, and going forward अगर ये 700 के आसपास ही अगर लिंगर करता है तब there's not much of a trading opportunity. M&M हमने बोला था 800 is a strong resistance, and now you can see why. So today it corrected towards the levels of 760s from the levels of 800, and this is why the level of 802 803 closing is very important. So it was never able to close above 800, and this is the reason why you see this weakness. But again you can see ये जो weakness आ रही है, it seems like going forward it will try to get some support from 750s. Let's see. Berger Paint is weak. ये हमने कल भी डिस्कस किया था कि Berger Paint में try to track 850 और 800, whichever direction में ट्रेड आएगा हम लेंगे. आज वो 800 तोड़ के 790 तक चली गई थी, and actually 785, लेकिन मैं अपना ट्रेड 790 में क्लोज कर लिया था. So basically this was also one of the trades we identified over the weekend. MRF is weak, more shots are getting added, or very soon it will go towards 75,000, or agar 75,000 break karti hai, there will be more weakness. Navin Florin also trying to get some support from 3600, but you know these are all stuck in a box. So basically Navin Florin, SRF, Deepak Nitrite, ये जो नए retail investors के जो darling stocks हैं, they are all not showing any particular strength. And so NMDC हमने we discussed National LM NMDC सब एक छट्टे बट्टे हैं, and see the fall from 170 levels till 145 levels, right, in just a matter of 3-4 sessions. So and the similar structure आपको sale में भी दिखेगी, which might be coming. Okay, yeah, sale is here, so you can see same pattern. ये देखो ये 3 दिन का ऐसा थोड़ा सा, which you can see over here, the dancing things, and then one, and then small, and then one, and then small, and then grab down, shook, and then you can see these are so interesting structures. Or going forward, it seems like sale is let's see if sale is able to move past 120 above closing basis, right, क्योंकि sale में बहुत high target है. So we will go for 120 closing, but I think going forward there will be more weakness in sale, or if sale is not maybe sale अभी close हुई 115, so tomorrow it will go to 119. वहाँ पे जाके अगर उसको resistance मिली and it corrects, starts correcting, then the levels of 100 is not far in the vicinity. Grasim is weak. It was nicely consolidating of at 1500 levels. हमने इसको बहुत पहले से आइडेंटिफाई किया था फ्रॉम these days onward when the breakdown came, and eventually this was a very good trade because ये 1600 का कॉल अगर आप बेचो, and since the last 10 sessions अगर ये कोई मूव ना दे, so due to time decay is already in few just a few 1-2 rupees में रह गई है, and from there you can see a good breakdown just before the expiry. Apollo Tyre कल हमने डिस्कस किया था, it was a very good short trade. This is exactly what happened, and it broke off the earlier support of 210, and this is correcting towards the level of 200. Biocon sort of I was expecting it to get some support from the levels of 340, but it dipped towards 328, or फिर there is some minute reversal at 330 levels. Going forward I think there may be more weakness, and very soon अगर ये 350 के पास गई, there would be again profit booking and people creating shorts. So basically this it will try to linger between 330 and 350 for this next expiry. Yep, so folks, Coromandel यहाँ से correct, so you see this a good move came, a nice consolidation, and then when a structure like this comes in, इसका फिर इसके बाद का हश्र क्या होता है आप खुद ही देख लो, and this is a similar structure which you will find everywhere. जुबिलेंट फूड के ऊपर मैंने एक एनालिसिस किया था सम फ्यू सेशंस अगो, 1-2 वीक पहले, and you will find that in my YouTube channel, and you can have a look. वहाँ पे मैंने बोला था कि how this particular structure is getting weaker after this particular day especially, and then you can see now it has immediately corrected towards level. So उस वीडियो में आपको लॉन्ग टर्म यूज़र, लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर्स और मीडियम टर्म इन्वेस्टर्स के लिए कौन कौन सी लेवल इंटरेस्टिंग है वो डिस्कस किया हुआ है. भारत फोर्ज it was good, but now it seems like there are a lot of shorts which are getting added, and going forward there can be more weakness in Bharat Forge, but definitely this is one of the stocks जिसमें मैं एक पोजीशन बनाना चाहता हूँ. सो डेफिनेटली सेल एंड भारत फोर्ज इन दोनों पे मैं डेफिनेटली एक वीडियो बनाने की कोशिश करूँगा टू हाईलाइट द टेक्निकल लेवल्स फॉर इन्वेस्टमेंट. बायोकॉन का मैं ऑलरेडी कर चुका हूँ, but definitely Bharat Forge is one of the companies which I want to add in my portfolio, so I am not sure कि कौन सी लेवल्स आफ्टर द ब्रेक डाउन, बिकॉज फॉर भारत फोर्ज इट वाज अ सिंपल ट्रेड फॉर मी. मैं 800 के नीचे खरीदता था और 800 के ऊपर जैसे ही मिलता था खरीद लेता बेचता था. This was the particular day when I stopped using this one, and this is the reason, that since the size of the body of this candles are getting bigger, which actually showcases there more selling happening, and this is the reason why it corrected from 800 to below 7. It went towards 720. Wow, it went towards 720. It gave a closing at 723. So you can see there's a drastic fall of more than 10%. It's just a matter of 2 sessions, right? So yeah, folks, that's all I have for you. Hope this video is going to give you some rough ideas. So Coaches Consumer Product is a good short trade which we will track. Torrent Power may also see some buying interest from the levels of 440 and 450. MFSL looks weak, and going forward it will try to face a resistance, and if not, then it will try to correct towards a level of 1000. IGL is also trying to get some support, and maybe going forward IGL will be able to reverse from here. We just have to have a close look in IGL. So for any reversal confirmation for in the next session. HDFC Bank is also over here. HDFC Bank maybe lag raha hai ki there is some buying interest from 1500 levels, but it seems like it's still weak, and maybe going forward the weakness is going to continue agar ye 1500 levels ki below closing deti hai. So yeah, that's all from my side. Idea is not interesting. Emphasis we have to track, and also Havels sell off from higher levels. जब तक ये 1250 के ऊपर क्लोजिंग अगर मेंटेन कर पाई तो that wouldn't be such a big issue. I see a Prudential Life is a good trade जो मैंने आज सुबह भी डिस्कस किया था. So going forward it went towards an all-time high, and then in the next one or two candle you can see a reversal is coming, and this is actually a very strong contender. NAUKRI is definitely one of the trades. हम इसमें 5500 लेवल्स के ऊपर का मूव ट्रैक करेंगे ऑन 15 मिनट चार्ट. ESCORTS gave a good move. अभी देखना है going forward if it can maintain the level of 1260, और अगर ये definitely 1300 is acting like a good resistance for ESCORTS, just like 1200 is acting like a good support for ESCORTS. So that's all, folks. Have a nice evening. Hope this video is going to give you some really good trading ideas for the next session, and you would be able to exploit them. From a weakness perspective, Apolota, Crossing, Jubilant Food, Biocon, Bharat Forge, Sale, these are looking like very strong contenders. Aisha Moto, Glenmark, MRF, these are like really Bajaj Auto, Marico, IDFC First Bank, right? So these are Cummins Industries, right? So these are very good short trades. Page Industries, so these are very good short trades which you can keep track for your any short sell which you want to do. And I think given the sentiment of the market, it would be prudent to also try to mix and match between longs and shorts to get the maximum out of your trading. Thanks a lot for listening. Enjoy your trading, and as usual, please do comment if you have any other queries or any other questions, and I would be happy to answer. And bye bye.